however good your brief is as a marketing team or as a university, we want to re-articulate that, and we do it in terms of success criteria. We have hard criteria, which are the black and white, it'll do it or it won't stuff. And then we have the soft stuff, which is more about personality and ethos and the audiences that it has to appeal to and so on. And we insist that every stakeholder, every veto holding individual signs that document physically and actually puts their name on it to say, yes, that's a good definition of the problem, because it means that out of the other end of the process, when we present the solution, that they will recognize it as a good solution. So we do that, and then we don't do a beauty parade as an agency. So we don't give you 12 different versions of your new rebrand and say, hey, why don't you decide? We give you one. So everybody competes internally for the privilege of being the lead designer on your project. Loads of ideas are come up with. Then they're shortlisted to the ones that hit the success criteria most effectively. And then everybody stops competing and starts collaborating to produce a single solution. And these are just a short list of some of the boards that were presented on that day. So that's the new visual identity and that of the clinic. Had an interesting problem because we needed the University College of Osteopathy, but we didn't want to call it UCO, not least because the C might get dropped in the future. So it had to be in there, but not in there in the visual identity. And then just some grids that give us some really interesting bases to do design work on, distinction again between the two entities. What can we do with this horrible building? Clad it with stuff to make it look a little bit more attractive, but it still looks a little bit like a police station. And then just some promotional literature, idea of how that rolls out into photography, and also still trying to get this personality and humour into there. People joke about, osteopathy and whether you click with it and those sorts of plays on words. And then obviously digital, responsive website for both the university and the college. We then produce this. Now you won't be able to read this, but it's a messaging matrices where we help the organisation identify the sort of two main functions. So you've got the two grey tabs on the top there, one for the college and one for the clinic, and then a whole different set of messages which answer the questions. What do you believe in? Why do you exist? How are you going to talk to me? That's your tone of voice stuff. Why should I care? Those are my motives. Why should I be bothered? Why should I be interested in what you're doing in the world? That is I would say, probably the most useful practical asset for a marketing individual. And we walk into clients, and years later, thankfully, these are still up on pinboards in front of people as they work.